A horrific incident has come to the fore from Uttar Pradesh's Noida. 7-month-old baby of a labourer was mauled to death by a stray dog in high-rise society on Monday evening. Baby's intestines were pulled out in the brutal dog attack. The child died.
Okay. She said, just in case you didn't hear what she said the baby's intestines were pulled out.
Died this morning in the hospital after being in critical condition the whole night. The incident happened in a Noida housing society, Notice Boulevard, situated in Sector 100. After angry residents of the society gathered together and demanded the Noida authority to take action in the matter, the administration brought in the vehicles, picked up the stray dogs. According to one of the residents of...
Oh, whoa. Wait a minute. Let's rewind that. That sounded weird.
Situated in Sector 100. After angry residents of the society gathered together and demanded the Noida authority to take action in the matter, the administration brought in the vehicles, picked up the stray dogs.
Picked up the stray dogs? Now, I suppose they mean the dogs that were involved in the attack. I don't know. That sounds weird. The dogs that actually killed the baby was still in sight by the residents. I mean, what was it doing? And what were they doing? That sounds strange, but okay.
According to one of the residents of the society, there are many stray dogs that are living in the basement of that society.
Many stray dogs living in people's basements. So the dog lovers over there are allowing stray dogs inside their basements.
They're also being fed inside the society.
And of course, they're feeding them. Now, this is what happens when you welcome dogs into your society and feed them. This is how they repay you.
बस यहाँ खड़े हैं अभी तक कोई एक्शन लिया गया है अभी तक कोई भी एक्शन नहीं लिया गया कोई भी एक्शन नहीं लिया
Okay, now I don't know what they're saying, but I do know that they were calling for a permanent solution. Permanent solution. Now, this rally or protest was in response to this most recent attack, but it wasn't just this attack. This has been a pattern over there in India. There have been a lot of stories that have surfaced recently. So this is an accumulation of dog attacks. Okay, that I don't understand what they're saying. They're speaking a different language. Do y'all know that some of these people out here were actually saying that this 7-month-old provoked the dog? Yeah. Wait a minute.
Stray dogs को भर के गाड़ियों में लाके सोसाइटी में तो गाड़ियों में dogs bringing the dogs inside.
Okay, yeah, listen.
Person is talking like this. It's highly insensitive that a person is talking like this and they are bringing the dogs inside.
Okay, so they're getting on the dog lovers' cases. They're jumping on the dog, rightfully so. Y'all remember that story I shared not long ago where they said that if you feed the dogs and those same dogs that you feed attack someone, you can be held responsible. Well, the same is true here. There should be laws against feeding stray dogs. Over there in India and these other countries where they got stray dogs running around everywhere, they need to do a complete extermination. I really don't know what's stopping them from doing that. No, but who cares about these animal rights? This is your country that you live in. These animal rights people, they're not living in the streets of India with the stray dogs. They're living in some country where there are no stray dogs. And as soon as someone sees a stray dog, it's picked up. living in luxury in the suburbs somewhere. So how can they tell you how to live? Y'all need to exterminate all these things.
किसने उनको अथॉरिटी दी है कि वो गाड़ियों में डॉग्स को स्ट्रीट डॉग्स को स्ट्रे डॉग्स को भर के गाड़ियों में लाके सोसाइटी में छोड़ सकते हैं?
Listen. In the jungle, a predator kills prey on a regular basis. Whatever the prey is. They survive by killing prey animals. Well, when you let predators in your society, there are no prey animals. The only thing they have is your kids, your babies. But it's a lot different because these dogs don't kill your kids because they're hungry. Dogs are the only animals on earth that kill for sport. They kill just to kill, which makes it even more important. That increases the urgency to ban them and drive them into extinction, exterminate them. Talking about a deadly predator that kills for fun. And you want to have a discussion about whether or not they should be allowed in society? What is going on here? Okay, she's very upset. And she should be.
I don't tell you the true version of events. The true story is taught the truth.
Okay, that's the end of the story. They're going off into something else now. Now, that's the dog attack. Now, this just surfaced not even 24 hours ago. And this other story surfaced maybe 45 minutes to an hour ago. This one right here, see? Published 15 minutes ago. Y'all see that? Dogs attack toddler and two others on the street in Staten Island after escaping New York City home. All right, again, this is breaking news. 3 people, including a toddler, were bitten when a group of a group of dogs escaped a Staten Island home. It wasn't clear how many dogs were being kept or what they were being kept for. But they somehow got off the property and attacked people in the area. Now look at the victims that they called others. 2 others. And then they went on to say, what did they say? 3 people. 3 people, including a toddler. It was a 2-year-old, a 13-year-old boy, and a 19-year-old woman. Isn't that the same pattern that I keep talking about? These things prefer to attack children and females. A 13-year-old child, 2-year-old girl, and when it decided to attack an adult, it went after a 19-year-old woman. And y'all want to have a discussion about whether or not, let me show y'all what I just saw a few minutes ago. This right here. These vile pit nutters on social media are such a disgrace to humanity. Now look at the meme. Does this look like the face of a monster to you? Yes, it does. And that's exactly what it is. And look what he wrote. No, baby, the only monsters I've seen are of the human variety. This hatred for human beings and this weird obsession with dogs is dangerous. And it creates dangerous environments. Now, of course, you had a bunch of nutters down here with the usual responses, posting images of their child killers, of their soulless monsters. We should not have deadly creatures in society that's willing to attack a 5-month-old, a baby, an infant. When you're talking about something that's willing to launch a deadly attack on a baby and a toddler, I don't care what you're talking about. It has no place in society. If it's so animalistic and soulless and immoral that it, one, knows what a baby is. Dogs know what babies are. And that's why they attacked them. You know what a baby is, and you're willing to mutilate a baby, there's no discussion to be had. I don't care how long it has gone without attacking anyone. I hate it because it's willing to attack a toddler or baby. And not only that, if it does attack a toddler or a baby, it won't feel not even a drop of remorse. It won't think anything of it. I recently responded to another nutter. They made a post similar to this, where they said, "Oh, look at the baby. That looks like something that doesn't know what it has done." Let me see if I can find that. Boy, these people are truly a piece of work. I mean, an absolute disgrace to this planet. They're just as much of a disgrace to this planet as are the dogs, which makes sense, seeing that they want to align themselves with the dogs. Here it is right here. Look at this nutter right here. Okay, this dude is always, whoever this is always posting the most vile, disgusting, inhumane stuff. These nasty, grotesque looking monsters. He said BSL does not make people safer. It only kills innocent dogs and punishes their families. People, dogs are not innocent, especially pit bulls. The only innocent entities are human babies, human toddlers. They're the only ones on this earth that's innocent. The creatures willing to kill those babies and toddlers and then not have any remorse, those are the monsters. Me calling these things monsters is based on their behavior. What are you basing this idea that these are innocent babies on? Make it make sense. I'm making it make sense. A baby can't hurt nobody or nothing. This girl, this was a 2-year-old. 2-year-olds can't hurt nobody. First of all. Second of all, they won't even try. That's what you call innocent. Blameless. Entities that are not even aware of themselves. They're just spirits, basically, examining the world they've been born into. Babies don't come out of the womb biting and attacking. Dogs do. Now, it's pathetic that I had to explain that. But a lot of people, for whatever reason, they swallow this type of pit nuttery, hook, line, and sinker. The cities that still enforce these laws are on the wrong side of history. What's that supposed to mean? Huh? On the wrong side of history? What does that mean? What's that mean? Anyways, look at what the meme says. All I want is to be able to live free of the worries of breed discrimination. Be the voice for the voiceless. Free of the worries of breed discrimination. No, I don't think so. No thanks. Yeah, get back with me when you deal with the statistics that these things create. When you want to deal with their track record, with their attack record. See, they want to just babble this type of stuff and just move on. No. You have to actually make a real argument. This is not an argument. This is senseless babble. But look what this nutter said. He said, look at him. He is no different from a child that doesn't know what he did wrong. So these people look at these things. They look at these mutants and they interpret it based on their human brain. They look at how it looks, has this sad look. And they say to themselves, it's innocent. It's loving. Because it looks sad? Yeah, that's their logic. And they won't deal with the thing's behavior, with the statistics that they produce. But I played devil's advocate and pointed out what I always point out. You know, let's say that this mutant doesn't know what it did wrong. Okay, I'll roll with that. And the fact that they will mutilate people, babies, and then not know what they did wrong, or excuse me, he specifically said doesn't know what he did wrong. So if a deadly creature is willing to maul a baby and doesn't see anything wrong with it, that's exactly why they should be banned. Does that make sense? Pit nutters? I know it's hard for these people to understand things that really make sense. The only thing they really understand is like philosophy, babble like this. When you actually speak common sense, or you actually say something that's factual, they can't grab a hold to that at all. So if you got a deadly creature that doesn't see anything wrong with mutilating a baby, doesn't that sound like something's not fit to be a pet? Yes, it does. I'm not going to have a debate about that. That's exactly why they should not be pets, and they should be banned. All world governments should ban these things and exterminate them. I'm talking about pit bulls, but of course I want that done for all of the dog population worldwide. Now that's unreasonable to a lot of people, and I can understand that. I can understand why people think that's unreasonable. But I cannot understand if you think it's unreasonable to ban and exterminate pit bulls. No, I'm not going to hold understanding for you in that regard. No. These things need to be banned and exterminated. All 3 victims suffered bites to their legs, expected to be okay. Heavy law enforcement was out there, blah, blah, blah. Person was taken away in handcuffs. Cops said the owner was taken into custody. The condition of the 3 dogs wasn't immediately clear, nor was it known what would become of them. Boy, oh boy. We shouldn't have to guess. It should be guaranteed that they'll be euthanized. But they're letting you know right there that these same dogs might end up in somebody else's home. If they can't find that the dog had a previous record of aggression, it might live, be adopted out, be sent to another state. That's how they roll. Yeah, this is just another article of the same story. I want y'all to check this out. There's another article that surfaced, I think today. Yeah, this surfaced today. It's published today. Ban on breeding pit bulls unnecessary, says animal behaviorist. The boy was killed by his family's 2 pit bulls in Nelson Mandela Bay, late September. Okay, so this is South Africa. Johannesburg. There have been calls for the breeding of pit bulls not to be banned in South Africa, despite the recent fatal attack on a 10-year-old boy. The boy was killed by his family's 2 pit bulls. Animal behaviorist John Fall said that the dog's aggression was the responsibility of the owners. Huh? What does that mean? The dog's aggression was the responsibility of the owners. I can only assume that that means it was the owner's responsibility to what? Remove the dog's aggression? Remove the dog's aggression through training, whatever type of training that's supposed to be. Another admission that these things are naturally aggressive. Attacking, killing, mauling is a natural instinct for all dogs, especially so for pit bulls, because that is what they were specifically bred for. Aggression was bred into pit bulls. The instinct to attack anything that it sees alive was bred into them. The attack that doesn't stop was bred into them. So there's no discussion that needs to be had. These should be banned. The ban has been supported by the world's biggest animal organization, People for, PETA, which said pit bull breeding needs more regulation. This behaviorist, Fowl, said a ban was not necessary, but all pit bulls should be registered and monitored, very much licensed, where there is a behaviorist brought into the equation and there is an assessment done on people who want this dog. He said it takes a very special kind of person to own a pit bull, because pit bulls are amazingly affectionate dogs towards humans. Now, this is nutty even for a nutter. A ban is not necessary, but the pit bulls should be registered and monitored. Registered? How is that supposed to make it any safer? Okay, it's registered. Is it somehow no longer dangerous because you wrote the owner's name on a piece of paper? Monitored. What do you mean monitored? You gonna put a camera on the dog? I don't want nothing that I need to monitor. He said licensed where there is a behaviorist brought in to do an assessment on the people who want the dog. Okay, now I suppose that involves, I don't know what that might involve. Whatever it is, it's stupid. Because there is no type of person that can guarantee that their dog, their pit bull, will never break loose, will never manipulate whatever type of restraint and barrier they create for it. Nobody can guarantee that a leash won't break, won't slip out of their hands. They can't guarantee that a dog won't dig a hole underneath a fence. They can't guarantee that a dog won't leap over a fence, dart out of the door when you open it. The dog needs some level of freedom. And at some point, the dog is going to have an opportunity to escape. So let's stop with that. So a behaviorist is worthless. Registered, getting them registered is worthless. Monitored is worthless. What the behaviorist? What does that mean? And why don't you tell us what type of person? Haven't we heard this before? Where nutters say it takes a very special type of person to own these dogs. You notice they never point out what type of person they're talking about. That's how you know it's a con. And that's by design. They don't want to specify what type of person it needs to be, because they know that those same types of people have owned dogs that have attacked. So if they tell you what type of person, then you'll go look for those types of people, and then you can prove them wrong. So they want to keep this special type of person a mystery. Man, if people can't see that this is a huge con, I feel sorry for you. Wow. And he said it takes a special kind of person to own a pit bull. Why does it take a special person? Well, according to him, he says it's because pit bulls are amazingly affectionate towards humans. What? Anything that's harmless and affectionate towards humans does not require a special person to own them. What are you talking about? Does that make sense? You have to be a special, unique person. Why? Well, because dogs are amazingly affectionate. Unbelievable. This special type of person that he's talking about is really, he's talking about a strong man. This special person, he's talking about a strong man that will punish the dog, that will use physical punishment and intimidation to train the dog. That's exactly what he's talking about. Someone who will establish themselves as the alpha in the mind of the dog. And as soon as the dog does something the owner doesn't want, he has to be fast and strong enough to smack the dog around. This is what he's talking about. Think about that. It's like a covert way of suggesting to pit bull owners that they need to use aggression in order to train them. Okay, let's assume that's what he's saying, and let's assume that he's right. Guess what? That only helps to protect the person smacking the dog around. That only helps to reduce the chances that they'll get attacked. That doesn't reduce the chances that others will be attacked. So there is no special type of person. And that's for all the pit nutters who insist that there is this special type of person. No, there isn't. All of you pit nutters are gambling. None of you know which dogs will attack. No matter how you've raised your dog, you all know that people who've raised their dog the same way you're raising yours, their dog has attacked someone. You all know it. You all know that you're gambling and you all taking the chance. Don't try to argue that there's some scientific reason behind your lifestyle. Now, this guy, John Fall, I want y'all to look at this guy. Take a gander at this guy and tell me what you think. This is the expert behaviorist. Let's blow this up. Let's blow this up. So in one photo, he's up here French kissing. What is that? A Great Dane? This is your expert. So he's making out, engaged in foreplay with a dog on his avatar. And on the other one, I mean, almost looks like a mug shot. Look into the eyes of this pit bull lover. Almost as soulless looking as the pit bulls themselves. Does this look like a mentally healthy person to you? Or is this the face of a suicidal individual who is a psychopath, sociopath, doesn't care about their own life or the lives of others? And it's not just him, it's all of these pit nutters. So these pit bull lovers are responsible for yet another attack on a baby, this time a 2-year-old. I'm sure there are a lot of stories that I haven't even found yet that are floating around out here. What are we going to do with these people? I'm at a loss for words, man. What are we going to do with these people? Is there anything to do with them? But listen, I feel good about what's going on over there in India. They just imposed a ban in Ghaziabad. Now we have this rally or protest. There's going to be calls for more bans, and I'm going to celebrate each ban. And I know it's going to get the attention of these pit nutter organizations, and they're going to try to punish and shame the people of India. Don't listen to them. Just ignore them. Simple as that. Now check this out. NSPCA supports ban the breed petition following a spate of pit bull attacks. NSPCA, okay, where is this? I think it's South Africa. Now when the SPCA supports a ban on pit bulls, pit bull nutters, do you think they support this ban for no reason? Because they misunderstand the mutts? All these bans exist all across the world, and it's the same thing Judge Judy pointed out. The reason why these things are banned in so many places is because they're dangerous. And the increased risk, the danger of these things have been scientifically proven. It's been proven through the statistics, through the actual track record of these things. You can look at the statistics alone. You don't even have to see an actual dog attack. You can look at the stats alone and see that these things are extremely dangerous. Durban, where's that at? Yeah, South Africa. The SPCA has come out in support of the Kupelo Foundation, which started a petition to ban pit bulls as domestic animals in South Africa. Yeah, buddy, you better. Y'all play games if you want. You have too many deaths over there in South Africa. They're going to carry out an extermination on those mutts themselves. You see how much more willing the SPCA is to fold in these other countries where they will have retaliations in the streets? Better be careful, nutters. You're trying to force everybody all over the world to submit to these things and welcome them into their society. It's starting to backfire. Petition got more than 32,000 signatures. Bravo. Let's hope this happens. This was after the 10-year-old boy was mauled to death. Stands in solidarity with the petition and the foundation, the people who started it, for the protection of the people, especially the vulnerable, who are the most common victims of dog attacks. Why don't we do this in America? Is it somehow unpatriotic to ban these things for the protection of people, especially the vulnerable, who are the most common victims of dog attacks? The most common victims are children 13 and under. That under involves babies. And here in the United States and in other countries, the general public is saying, no, dogs are more important. These types of killings are going to continue. Mutilations are going to continue. Okay, we'll accept that. It's just a few children, right? That's your moral level, pit nutters. This is an issue where both human and animal life have been placed in danger by irresponsible people who lack the skills and knowledge required to handle power breeds, said the Animal Welfare Organization. He said this is an issue where both human and animal life, you're talking about pit bulls. Pit bulls are not true animals. They're mutants. And the pit bulls have not been placed in danger. What are you talking about? When these things are in our society, we're the only ones who are in danger. Nobody going around slicing up pit bulls. What are you talking about? I don't like this delusional talk. You got to stop these people right in their tracks and ask them what they're talking about. Irresponsible people who lack the skills and knowledge required to handle power breed. Why do you need skills and knowledge to handle something that's not born aggressive? To handle something that's so sweet and innocent? Why do you need skills and knowledge? What kind of skills are you talking about? You got to be a football player? That sounds like what you're talking about. You refer to them as power breeds. In order to handle power breeds, you have to have special skills and knowledge. You notice how they never specify what those skills and knowledge is? That's by design. They're going to keep that a mystery, because they always have to put this idea out there that there are some special people out here who know how to make these things harmless, who can guarantee that they won't attack anybody. That's the myth. That's the lie that needs to be focused on. While its mandate is the prevention of cruelty to animals, organization also values, look at this. Its mandate is the prevention of cruelty to dogs and promoting good animal care, dog care. The organization also values human life. No, the organization hates humans. All of these pit nutters hate humans. Well, I won't say all of them, but almost all of them co-sign with some of this anti-human narrative. Almost all of them. You'd be hard pressed to find some who don't co-sign with this idea that humans are the evil ones, even though it's the pit bulls going around tearing babies apart. They want to insist, oh, the humans are the bad ones. Recently, there's been widespread media coverage on dog attacks against humans, with pit bull terriers becoming the notorious representative of the attacks. Although other breeds of dog have also been responsible for attacks. Well, why are they reporting the pit bull attacks? Don't try to suggest that they're reporting the pit bull attacks because pit bulls were involved. They're reporting on those attacks because there was more damage. The additional damage is the result of the breed. It is because they are a certain breed that they've inflicted more newsworthy damage. Nutter. You big goofy nutters. Should be ashamed of yourselves for sounding so stupid. That's scary that you're not embarrassed at how dumb you sound. Very scary. Not only do people suffer from dog attacks, other animals have also been victims to dog attacks and have been mauled to death. The SPCA said these aggressive dogs have also been subjected to extreme abuse and cruelty in the manner in which they are kept, trained, and even killed. Well, how do you know that? That's an assumption. So cut that out. You don't know which dogs have been abused. They said the petition may appear to be outrageous, especially to pit bull owners. But upon careful reflection, the petition advocates for the protection of people and responsible dog ownership. Yes, calls for pit bulls to be castrated and sterilized. Calls for stronger regulations. Just stop with all this. Exterminate them. Every single one. Playing these goofy games. Dog breeds with the potential to be aggressive and cause harm to other animals and people can become a risk to the public in their communities if they are owned by uninformed, Anybody who owns them is irresponsible. Stop with this. Dog breeds with the potential to be aggressive. Man, this goofy language. They all have the potential to be aggressive. Some breeds have the capability to inflict permanent, severe damage, cause you to lose a limb. They can actually bite your limbs off. All bites are not equal. All attacks are not equal. Why is it so hard for people to just say that? They try their best to turn a blind eye to the severity of the attacks launched by bully breeds. That is at the forefront. The SPCA said this petition should not result in the demolishing of pit bulls. Oh, yes, it should. If not, what's the point? Oh, get these people out of your country. That's what needs to be done. These countries around the world where you got stray dogs, get these SPCAs out of your country. What an unwanted, criminal, just all around disgusting organization. It specializes in endangering the public. Anybody who support the idea of endangering babies, get out of here. No patience for these types of people at all. I make no apologies for that. Get out of here. Disgusting, foul, putrid filth. Human vermin. Sorry about that. Y'all couldn't even see what I was talking about. But I was reading the article on this ban, this supposed ban that the SPCA supports. Well, any ban that they support, you got to question it. Most likely there's a twist. So I ride with all the anti-dog people of the world. I hope there are more bans put in place very soon, not only over there in India and other countries, but here in the United States as well. We need not only to ban these things, but to make sure that none of them live. None of them reproduce. You want to have a doggy as a pet? I disagree with that. But I'm more tolerant of non-bully breeds. Just a little bit. And honestly, it does not make sense to only ban certain bully breeds. That's the loophole that they like to try to create. People in those countries, make sure it's a complete ban of bully breeds, or else you're going to have the same exact problem. Shout out to everybody who's able to join me. This was more like a news update, a news stream. Wanted to deal with some breaking news here. Got kind of excited that there's a protest. Anytime there's a protest against dogs and dog ownership anywhere in the world, I'm happy. Yeah. Gene Keats in the building. Shout out to you, Amanda Pearson, Serena Stalin in the building. Hope y'all's week is off to an excellent start. Ashar in the building. King Kobe, Mr. Payne, Jarara the King, author of 7 books in the house. Bronze, Flat Power God, Gabriel. Y'all know what? I've been very busy recently, as you all know. I've been feeling like a man possessed. I felt possessed recently. Possessed on the battlefield, laying into these dog nutters. And I've been so possessed, I forgot all about my birthday shout outs. Now, I'm going to only do this once. I'm only do it once. And then start next year, I'm going to keep track of the birthdays. So I won't have to ask again whose birthday it is. I'm going to already have it down. So that'll be nice. Definitely looking forward to that. But I'm going to do September and October. If you enjoyed a birthday in September or October, anytime this month or last month, go ahead and share that date with us and be appreciative of this life. I know it's chaotic. I know dog lovers make it uncomfortable at times. But let's not allow these people to steal our joy. I'm still going to enjoy my life in this world. And I'm going to try to make it more enjoyable for the generations after me by going after this filthy, disgusting culture. Big shout out to everybody able to join me for this live stream. And I hope to see you all on the next as we continue with this crusade.